Our founder, R.J. Ackley, in 1919, had some very strong attitudes about the cooperative principles and the need for a co-op to be of service, to continue to think of new ways to help members and be completely focused on their needs and the need of doing the greatest good for the greatest number. I think Mr. Ackley's presence is still in our boardroom today, because if you look at the lineage of board members, many of the people that took us through the huge growth phase of concrete elevator expansion in the 40s and 50s and 60s had the opportunity to serve with and learn from Mr. Ackley. And those members continued on that tradition and passed it on to the members that served through the 60s and the 70s and then on to more expansion in the 80s and 90s, and it continues on today.
I'm proud to have been involved with the Garden City Co-op, more than just selling grain and buying inputs, but I think I'm proud to have been on the board particularly as a family flow, kind of kid town that we have 4 generations have been on the board, and that's not really true. But it's kind of fun to kid him about it. But I'm proud to have followed my grandpa and my dad and my brother to be involved on the board. I think that's important.
I viewed the Garden City Co-op as an extension of the farm itself. It replaces some of the help we may need and facilitates a lot of the functions that the farm itself as an individual farmer can't do by himself. So whether it's marketing the grain or hauling the grain or storing the grain, so I think that's huge for an individual farmer.
Garden City Co-op is a locally owned facility. The others aren't. So any profits from the corporate world, most of those are going to go back east or wherever. They're gone. They're not going to stay here. Well, the Garden City Co-op, that money stays here and it impacts Southwest Kansas.
You've got to be able to take the risk. The fear of failure has got to come behind the anticipation of success. When I was on the board, we did a lot of things that didn't work, but we kept trying. We had several things that worked immensely well. If you're not willing to take those risks, you're not going to survive.
I'd tell the board just that it's like a piece of cloth. The fabric of a cooperative is in the strength of the fabric, and the threads going one way are service, the threads going the other way are the prorations and finance. That you can't pull out one set of threads, the other doesn't stand by itself, just like your jeans. They're going to fall apart. And how well that's woven together, the strength of the thread and the quality of the thread going both ways will make the difference in the strength of the cooperative. I think at Garden City, we've had excellent management that understood that has always tried to keep a strong finance, and yet a lot of the times the board wants some other services, maybe like a hay mill, that we've been able to keep it in good enough balance that it wasn't destructive to our balance sheet. Destroy the balance sheet, you've destroyed the co-op.
The intergenerational relationship of the Garden City Co-op and this tradition of great-grandfathers, grandfathers, fathers, sons and daughters that have served on our co-op board brings a lot of stability and dependability to the Garden City Co-op. There's a feeling of responsibility and an acknowledgement that this has been a great company since 1919.
As far as being proud of anything really that I And I always think of it as things that we done. I hope I had an impact, and I wanted to have, but getting to be with people like I'm with now, and through the years, the different board members, I was proudest, I think, to be able to say that we got along, we were able to work together, and we now have a cooperative that surely I know that we're all proud of, a strong cooperative.